all my wonderful friends who is joining us the first time. Welcome. We have a program for the art classes for beginners and intermediate artists. And if you saw before my classes, we stopped actually few months ago on the topic, which is will be connected with drawing horses. And also, I find the artist who will join me for this class. I really appreciate that she willing to help us with drawing and explain how she sees. She is a wonderful artist and she draws so many horses that she will do this much better than me. I love and enjoy drawing horses, and I've done this few times, and I taught before how to draw them. But I just want to make our lessons fun and interesting, so that's why I'm gonna sometimes invite some artists to join me and explain some topics, which is I think that they're more expert than me, and that will be kind of the new chapter in our program. I hope you like it. Tell me your opinions and show me your interest with likes. And so then let's start this topic. So just give you a few tips and shoot the video with Michael, that artist, which is I told you will help us with the topic. So I think that everybody love horses, and it's just about the way how people like horses, or they actually have their own horses, or they just enjoy their beauty. And I think so that everybody knows that wonderful animals, they were with humans for a long time, and they were such wonderful helpers to them during the history, so that we probably can't even imagine our civilization without horses for long time. Just before cars get in the picture, horses been doing so much work, and they were so loyal humans friends that we just need to really prize them for that. I just want to show you how artists during their history show what the tasks and what are actually the work horses do for humans, and or they just enjoy their beauty and they make them the part of their pictures. So this is the picture of the horse which is involved in some suburb beautiful nature winter picture, just involved in some household duties, right? So I want to show you the artists. They just like to show the beautiful horses on their pictures, just without humans in, just to show their beauty. And look how wonderfully anatomically right this horse presented. That artist knows the anatomy of horse. It's actually looks really nice, and the artist made that picture in 1766, so it's 18th century, and it's even calls the anatomy of horse. And if you look at the horse from the anatomical point of view, you can see how beautifully created this animal for the different duties. And basically the regular figure of horse, it has two legs in front, two rears, and the very massive torso, and the neck, which is kind of has the triangle shape, and the face, which has extended nostrils and some little ears on the top, and has the beautiful hairs on the back and on and a tail. So it might be the varieties of the way how it looks depends on what kind of duties this horses has. And you can see sometimes a little bit different shape of horse, because for instance what you see right now, this is the portrait of the gentleman on this horse, and you can see how massive this horse is. It's probably a horse for military actions, because before horses were being used in military, different kind of commissions, did different places, and they were the war horses sometimes. And they have a lot of muscle power for the humans who was on top of this horse. This is the portrait of the Charles I England that had been done in 17th century. But again, the anatomical truth of this picture is really great, because you get artists to pay attention to how the horses looks, and they anatomically was most of the time very correct. So this is the city life, and that picture shows how horses were involved in the transportation in the different countries, in the cities, because they were the riders of the different transportation around the city, like the carriages, or even was like omnibuses, the horse-powered little buses in around the cities. And it was in Europe, it was in America, it was probably in different countries, and you can see how powerful this horse, because it's actually powered the whole bus, and there's probably few people or passengers in this bus. So I want to show you also kind of the Wild West type of horse powered carriages, and they looks like this. It's actually one of the emblem of the bank, Wells Fargo Bank. It's a carriage powered by horses. So they were like more Western type. So that's how the people, the pioneers of the American pioneers ride this horses carriages when they just first came to America to explore. And it's all the part of the history. That's why all these pictures belong to the different times in history. Like, for instance, the Rene Magritte, it's the artist of the end of the 19th and 20th century, and this picture is 1942, so it's a modern picture with the horse. And look how interesting and graphic this picture is. The horse is running, and it's a very beautiful perspective from these trees, very decorative, and it's the horse is the part of this picture. So it's one of the way to create your picture. It's showing some part of the environment, which is actually have some animals on that, and there's always been popular. Like, for instance, this picture of one of the impressionists, Camille Pissarro, and he created this beautiful landscape with the horse, and the horse actually doing some transportation duty. It has like a little cab behind it, and has some people in it. So it's just basically been like a lot of different activities which horses were involved, and they were the part of our life, and they were part of our art. So this is, for instance, the artist, very famous, Edgar Degas. That's one of the impressionists who was famous for drawing pictures with horses and ballerinas. So horses was one of his interests, and that was always running horses for the competition. So horses were used for competitions as well too. So this is like the variety of different activities they done. Horses were also part of the circus. Because before it was very popular for traveling circuses have horses. First of all, they were the part of the transportation. Also, they were part of the circus performance, because the This is like the picture of the one of the artists who created the picture with the horses. Uh, they participate in a circus show. It's Edouard Manet. He wasn't impressionist, but he was influenced by this art, and some of his pictures looks very impressionistic. So this is another picture. This is from I used to live in California for 15 years, so I can like not actually address my interest to the Californian artist. This is the one of the Californian artist William Holm, and this is Yosemite Valley in 19th century, 1874, and this contained the picture which has horses as a part of this picture, and I believe so it's some mission which is horses are involved. So basically you can find them doing different things, and I kind of decided on showing you a few pictures with the horses involved in the different activities. And as I said, that they were the part of the country, they were the part of the cities. Look at this horse rider in the city because it's a cab behind him, but also it's a person on a horse in the city. It's 18th century, and it's the Gardiga, 19th century, end of the 19th century. So this is what I want to have for our introduction, and we're gonna next part of our lesson we're gonna meet with Michael and have the drawing part of our lesson with her. And also I want you kind of decided on how you want to make a picture of your horse, what kind of horse you want to picture on your work, and this gonna be the part of your decision. You can show how horse does some duties in the countryside. You probably can't really see now horses in the big cities like it used to be on the beginning of 20th century, for instance. So I recommend you kind of show your horse in wilderness. So it was like somewhere on a field or doing some activities on a farm, for instance. Just take your sketchbook and go with your pencils and try to find some horses in wilderness, so somewhere in their environment, because I live in Nevada now and we have wild horses, so I can drive the car and see the wild horses eating some grass somewhere in the valley. So I think so this will be the fun kind of a task for you to find them. Maybe you can make picture first and then do the sketch, and then you can kind of involve your sketch in your bigger picture. So first of all, it should be the sketch. I recommend you to do the sketch because that is gonna give you more opportunities to practice and make the anatomical decision for your horse in the correct way, so it's going to be recognizable, because it's a few animals who actually look like horse, like a donkey, or you can find some like I mean some horse looking kind of animals. So you want to look at your horse and see that it's actually horse. And also it's important to show, is that horse standing or is this horse is moving, because when the horse is moving, the legs of the horse will be not together, they will be spreaded. And the way how they spread it, they usually goes in symmetrical way. So the right legs that goes some like to the rear, tendency to have the rear side, and the other side of the legs of the horse will have a tendency to go forward. So don't forget to kind of pay attention to that. And sometimes some horses move differently, that Mustangs, but they are kind of exclusion compared with the actually original way how horses move. And I recommend you to watch maybe some movies or some running horses in nature as a documentary first. Then you will kind of make yourself familiar with the way how horses move. This is very kind of, it's not very hard task to make the picture with the horse, but it takes some preparation, and that's why I condition you in that point more for that, so that I try to get your attention to particular things so that you actually know what to look at and how to create the right proportion for your horse. I also want to show you the different type of horses, which is usually you can find in nature. So this is the, you can see the a horse in the nature looks the with the right proportions. It can be the small proportions as a pony. So this is the smaller horse, and it's usually almost twice smaller than the regular horse, because then you can see the running horse and you can see that proportion of this horse, which is appeal to us. We know that proportion, and the smaller horse will be the pony. Also, it's about colors. It's important which color you like and what kind of colors on the horse you want to show. This is horse which just has like a dominating dots, for instance, and it's on a white shape. The brown ones, it might be the horse with just a brown fur and has some beautiful white stripe on the front of her face. This is interesting horse. And also this is the horses, they have a little bit heavier set because they designed for pulling like more heavier cargo, like for instance this little boss behind it. So they will have the heavier set for legs, and you can see that their legs are a little bit more wider compared with the regular horses. And of course the beautiful horses, they have so wonderfully set muscles in their bodies because they run around a lot. And this is running horses, so they will be very slim, and they're gonna look just amazingly beautiful because the proportion will be great. They usually go on four paws, but sometimes they jump, and you can see if they have some interaction with each other. Sometimes they jump, and you can see them standing on the rear paws. But it doesn't have to be this way when you draw that, because it's much more harder to do. The same thing to show the horse jumping like this, for instance. That's gonna be the harder task. So I recommend you to take the position of the horse, the way how it's gonna be easier for you, but also will help for you some learning task. So don't try to show them in this kind of position, because that's usually the hardest one, to show them moving in the front towards you. So this is the hardest one. So I think so the most easier position will be this kind, which is gonna let you kind of show and demonstrate your ability to make the right proportions. It also will give you some opportunity to put this kind of type of drawing into your picture, with horse having cargo, or for instance just running. So some horses like not really easy to operate, and that's why some cowboys in America, they have to help this horse to listen. So they help this horse to become more involved with the human beings, because some of them has like a very wild characters, like here in this picture. So they are very interesting animals, but some of them look so beautiful. For instance, some of the horses and their breeds are have like more hairs behind their on the neck and on the tail. Some of them has less, or you can just find some horses which is specially trained for the task they do, like for running, for instance. They're not gonna have that much hairs behind them. And you can actually make a picture of them running in the snow, for instance. So there's gonna be the very beautiful silhouettes of that horses, how they run on the white background. This beautiful, for instance, they can be on a rodeo where they runs around and they have actually the audience watch them running. And different cowboys and cowgirls, they do particular skills, showing their particular skills. This is the Arabian breed of horse. It's very beautiful, and they're usually white. So this is one of the most beautiful horses, from my opinion. So and those horses are wild. You can tell that they're not actually involved with the humans, and they are just, just live in the wilderness on their own. I saw them, like I told you, in mountains. And the hardest part to show the horse running over something, because then you have to pay attention how this horse gonna look, and because it's kind of stuck in air, so it's not easy to show. But if you will find a way how to show that will be the interesting way. So this is what I don't recommend you to do in first, to show a horse running toward you, because it's not easy to make the proportion right. So, and I think so this is the and this is enough for introduction. And I hope you enjoy the beautiful pictures of horses, and I got some inspirations in your souls. And next part will be the practical part with Michael, and I hope see you soon. Thank you for listening, and thank you for staying with me. Sorry for the long break, but that was necessary for me. So we're gonna continue with our program, and like I said, I will invite more artists to show you particular things on our long way to learn art and become a very talented artist. Thank you for listening. See you next time.